If you live in Chicago or anywhere in Illinois, your tax story is actually different from a lot of the other high tax states people talk about. And that's exactly why I want to break it down specifically and not lump it in with everywhere else. Illinois isn't a New York or California income tax situation. It's something entirely different. So let's get into exactly what that means and what the honest alternative looks like. Quick thing before we dive in, if you're from Illinois and thinking about this move, drop a comment or reach out using the link below. And if this is useful, go ahead and hit subscribe now. Here's what makes Illinois different. The income tax isn't actually the problem. Illinois has a flat 4.95% income tax. No brackets, everyone pays the same rate. Compare that to New York's 10.9, New Jersey's 10.75, or California's 13.3, and Illinois actually looks competitive on an income tax basis alone. Illinois also doesn't tax retirement income at all. Social Security, pensions, 401k, and IRA distributions are all exempt. And to be fair, that's a genuine advantage, and I want to say that clearly rather than skip past it. But property tax is a completely different story. Illinois has the second highest effective property tax in the entire country, behind only New Jersey, averaging around 2.08 statewide. In Cook County specifically, that average climbs to roughly 2.7, and some suburbs like Oak Park run even higher. On a $400,000 home in Chicago, that's roughly $7,200 to $8,000 a year. In Oak Park, that same home could run $10,000 to $12,000 a year. There's a structural reason behind this, and it's worth naming honestly. Illinois has one of the worst pension funding crises in the country, with public pension systems funded at only around 43% and roughly $139 billion in unfunded liabilities statewide. Property taxes are the primary way local governments cover that gap. And this isn't a political opinion, it's documented, verifiable fiscal reality that directly explains why property taxes here are the way they are. And here's the number that says a lot on its own. Illinois has experienced the third largest net out-migration of any state in the country, behind only New York and California. Over 122,000 residents leaving in a recent measured period. People are voting with their feet. Now here's the other side. Florida's statewide effective property tax rate runs under 1%, with a typical bill between $1,900 and $2,700, depending on the county. Here in Sarasota County, the median bill runs around $3,500. Compare that to $7,200 plus in Chicago or $10,000 plus in Oak Park, and Florida has zero state income tax on top of that. The math adds up fast every year you own a home. People assume leaving Illinois means giving up the lake, the summer lifestyle, Lake Michigan, the North Shore, weekends in Door County, or Lake Geneva. These are genuinely beautiful places. But like the coastal towns up and down the Northeast, they're seasonal. A short window in the summer, then months of cold, gray weather, where nothing is really usable. That same pattern applies here that applies everywhere else. Fishing, gardening, and the beach up north, they're seasonal. Here, they're 365 days a year, and you're not trading down the water either. Siesta Key was just named the #1 beach in the entire United States by U.S. News and World Report, a short drive from here, alongside Lido Beach, Longboat Key, and Anna Maria Island. This area isn't a hidden secret standing in for something real. Lakewood Ranch has been ranked the #1 or #2 top-selling master plan community in the country for 8 consecutive years based on independent study data. And the same national retail brands, restaurant groups, and hotel names you already know in Chicago are represented here too. Not just trading familiarity for the unknown, just trading a few good months for all year round. Chicago is genuinely excellent hospital system. Northwestern Memorial, Rush, University of Chicago Medicine, real well-earned reasons people hesitate to leave. Healthcare access isn't a lifestyle preference, it's a practical concern, and it should be treated as one. Here, the honest comparison, Sarasota Memorial Hospital is the only hospital in Florida to earn a perfect 5-star rating from the Centers of Medicare and Medicaid Services every year since that rating system began in 2016, and it's been named to Newsweek's World's Best Hospital list. Lakewood Ranch Medical Center itself was named 2026 top hospital in Florida by Forbes, rated a high performing for heart attacks, hip fractures, knee replacement, and maternity care. This isn't a downgrade, and there is an actual emergency room physically located in Lakewood Ranch itself. I want to say something directly. As people get older, safety concerns just don't create fear. They shrink your actual physical world. Fewer walks at certain times, fewer errands alone, less spontaneity. That's true of aging in almost any dense, high-traffic metro area, and Chicago specifically carries a national reputation around crime that's worth addressing honestly rather than ignoring. Here's the fair version. Chicago's crime challenges are real and well documented, and they're heavily concentrated in specific parts of the city, and that's not being dismissive. That's what the data actually shows. Statewide, Illinois' overall crime rate is more moderate than it is in the city-specific reputation might suggest. So I'm not going to tell you that Illinois as a whole is uniquely dangerous, because a statewide claim like that wouldn't be accurate. But if daily peace of mind and a smaller, easier radius of movement matters to you as much as getting older, that's a genuine, reasonable factor to weigh in, regardless of exact statistics. If you're deeply rooted in Chicago, your career, your family, decades of history there, this video isn't trying to talk you out of that. Those are real, legitimate reasons to stay. But if you're carrying a property tax bill that keeps climbing, watching pension crisis you have no control over, or just tired of 6 months of winter every year, this is genuinely worth a serious look. If you're from Chicago or anywhere in Illinois, and you've ever wondered what your equity actually converts to here, not in theory, but in real numbers for your specific situation, that's actually the kind of conversation I have regularly. And I genuinely like to show you Sarasota and Lakewood Ranch in person, so you can see for yourself whether it's the right move for you. Drop a comment or reach out using the link below. If you want a full picture beyond this one video, head to georgelatos.com/guides for free guides on relocating here, 55-plus communities and golf communities, a lot of different topics all in one place. And if this was useful, hit subscribe. I cover real financial and lifestyle side of relocating here, not just the postcard version.